Right, so Jupiter's at the stage where when he wants to get marchy like this because he's feeling lively, I just put him in a shoulder in position. Now you can't do this to begin with because it's too much pressure and they don't understand it. Now it's not a true shoulder in position and he's not necessarily in collected walk, but it slowed the walk down and it has stopped him rushing. So every time he starts to rush, I have to have very light hands. He goes in the shoulder in position, then we leg yield the other way over to the left, and I do shoulder into the right, and it gives him something else to think about. He can't start getting marchy in a straight line, and my aim is to have his right hind under control. So when I've got his right hind with my right leg and my right hip is a little back, to encourage his hips to come at an angle, he finds it very difficult. He does really want to jog up here because he's very fresh today, so we have to make some allowances for that. But I mean, he's a good boy in the sense that he's not on his own agenda, although he is on an agenda to go quite fast if he could. But we're going to keep him here, and soon he'll be begging to walk because we'll go in the cornfield. So then if it looks like, you know, oh, here he goes, he says, oh, okay, I'll just walk now. Right, so that's been quite successful. It wasn't so successful on the right rein, the left-hand side of the road when he was bent right, but it's very successful on this side. But if it really looks like it's not being successful, then he can do the same thing in trot. So I'll bring him over here, and if he wants to trot, we can trot, but we still need to have that hind leg. Now he's expressing the fact he doesn't want his hind leg to come underneath him by sticking out his jaw. Probably the camera might have caught that. Yeah, so what's happening in the hand, in the mouth, is a reflection of what's going on elsewhere. Now I'm asking for trot, but he's saying, no, I think we'll stay and walk. I think we'll stay and walk. So that's his choice, and then I release the pressure, not that there was much to begin with, so he can stretch down because he's actually doing what I wanted, which was stay and walk. Now, he may keep all the way up to the top in walk, or he might start to get marchy again, in which case we'll go back to this shoulder in. So that's where we are now. Is I can do some more sophisticated things with him than I was able to do previously. He has greater understanding of communication with the hand and what the reins mean. Now, we're going to go in here. And this is just, might put my stirrups up one. This is, because I want to really balance on him, because there's lots of slopes here. This will really work off any freshness. And of course, if the horse is silly, it's not going to work off any freshness, they're just going to be silly. But we're going to do lots in trot. Let him just balance himself. He's very sensible in here. He's done quite a lot of work, and he knows it's work, so he's going to be sensible. A lot of it's going down the hill, and he says, oh, we please walk. So he has to go straight down the hill. And now you see, he said, oh, can we stop? That's how effective it is, because horses are naturally lazy. They actually don't want to work. And when they think it's work, all of a sudden they're quite happy to stop. Right, again. know he's fresh, and what better way to take freshness out of him than ask him to trot up here in a straight line. Oh, he says, oh, I can't. Aren't they funny horses? You see, in essence, when it's not on their terms, all of a sudden they're not fresh. Right. We're just going to do some trotting here. Let's get the sting out of them. It's just as hard to go uphill in a straight line as it is down. They start weaving, because like we do, when we don't like walking straight up a steep hill, we start wandering. So I'm going to trot down. There was a horse going by. He's still being good. The amount of times I've been on horses that when they hear another horse going by, they start throwing themselves around. But I'm a bit careful now. I prefer not to come on a horse that will start throwing themselves around. I've had too much of that. He might be marching coming home sometimes, but he doesn't throw himself around. It's good. So, yeah, I'm getting the sting out of him here. Especially in the downhill bits, it's really got to think of where his leg's going, and he's saying, please let us walk, please let us walk. And I've got both my legs on and say, yes, you can walk, but you're going to go forward in a straight line. He's saying, well, let's stop. Let's stop. Let's stop. Now he doesn't even want to trot up here. So, yeah, it's all a bit of hot air with these horses. You know, when you've got through to them and they know it's work, they prefer to conserve their energy. So actually, he doesn't really want to do an awful lot. I have one more trot down here. Do some half circle left, half circle right. Oh, let's stop. Let's come back to walk. Right, well, the thing is, I only wanted him to be steadier about things, so if he's going to be steadier, we can come back out. Because today wasn't necessarily going to be a schooling day. Today was a day to talk about the training. He does feel quite fresh, but, you know, he's doing everything I want him to do. And we're going to come out here. There. Good boy. Right. Okay, and tomorrow's another day. We can do some more stuff, can't we? Now, I'll see if he wants to trot in the shoulder in position. If he wants to stay and walk, that's fine, that can be his choice. So yes, he can trot if he wants, but he has to trot with this bend through the shoulder and head and neck, and the left leg coming underneath him. And move over here, which he finds harder. He's just throwing his head up a little bit. And when I want more bend, I ask for more hind leg engagement, not more hand. Right, I'll just do that again, because he finds going from left to right comparatively easy, but from right to left he's not using this left hind, right hind. Now he's going. Now he's using it. There, and he's taking shorter, slower steps. Yes, now he's using it. Now I can feel the right hind coming right in underneath him, and the walk has slowed right down. So when the horse isn't bending how you want, it's often not more hand, it's less hand, and more engagement of the leg, which you can't always do just with your leg, because it's easy for them to switch off to it. But once they're not frightened of the stick, you can just very gently tap them up with the stick, and they don't mind because they're not frightened of it, and you can just increase that engagement. And here it goes again. Now I can really feel he's got equal weight across all four of his legs, and the walk just feels nice. So well, I've really enjoyed chatting about the different phases of the training, which isn't just, I'm sure, you know, most people who've been watching, most of those of you who've been watching the videos realise it's not about going from A to B. It's about putting those core ingredients in place with the horse to make it a more enjoyable ride. And certainly, you know, Jupiter is now, for the most part, really, you know, beginning to really enjoy him. Yeah, I think we've gone through the blood, sweat and tears phase, and now we're coming out into the light. So I hope you've enjoyed this CobCast series, and I look forward to you all joining us on the next one.